Hi guys. This is my women's rumors and storyline and smart comments video. There's basically like a couple big rumors that I really want to talk about while it's still in my head and while I still have my thoughts. Um, if anything noteworthy for me personally comes up in like the next day or two, then I'll do another one on Friday. But if not, this is gonna be that video for this week. Um, so yeah, and then for one of the rumors, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the rumor. I'm going to explain why I like the rumor, because I do like the rumor, and I do hope that's true. And then I'm going to go down every point in the rumor as to why I like it, why I'm okay with it, and why it makes sense. All right. Um. So yeah, and then after I do this video, I'm going to watch Raw and SmackDown, and I'm gonna do my SmackDown and Raw review. Then later on tonight is the Mae Young Classic. I'm going to review that, so you guys will be getting 3 videos from me this week. I mean, from me today. Then on Friday, I'm gonna do my pay-per-view talk video, and then on Sunday, I'm gonna do my pay-per-view reviews. One for the women, one for the men. So you guys will be getting 7 videos from me this week. The women's main event video, the 3 today, the 1 on Friday, and then the 2 on Sunday. So you'll be seeing me all week. But yeah. So let's get started with the room. Well, let's get started. I'm gonna start off this differently. I'm gonna start this off with the I'm going to start this off with the with what I'm gonna do is I'm going to read the first rumor, because the second rumor is the one that I'm really gonna go into detail with. So that'll probably be the last thing that I talk about. So the first rumor is WWE is hoping to make Evolution a annual event. That's a rumor. And then meanwhile, Dave Meltzer writes that while the October All Women's pay-per-view is still expected to still out, it's not a hot ticket at all. It's not a flop, but it's definitely weaker than any WWE pay-per-view in a long time. We all know that Meltzer is a dickhead that doesn't really have real sources. We all know this. I don't know why people act like he's the end be all to wrestling behind the scenes when he half the time he don't know shit and half of his reports come out to be false. And there's a comment that, in my opinion, explains my feelings about Meltzer's comments about the pay-per-view being weaker than WWE's regular pay-per-views in a long time. So they've sold 7,000 out of 10,000 tickets 2 months before the show with hardly any announced matches for a women's only pay-per-view show that they've never done before in the Long Island area. Can someone please tell me how exactly that's bad? Exactly. This is what people do not understand. This show was just announced like a few weeks ago, and already it sold 7,000 out of the 10,000 tickets. This is a show that they've never done before in a Long Island area. They need to sell 3,000 more tickets, and they still have a month to go. Can someone please tell me how that's bad? Especially when we've seen shows do way fucking worse. Like, not trying to be funny, sometimes fucking TNA don't even get 7,000 people to come up to their shows. Like, wanted to use that as a report to say, oh, people don't care about women's wrestling, or oh, this show's gonna flop. Those are the people. Those are the same people that be those are the same people that pretend to care about women's wrestling. They're the people that are like, oh, the show should be this, this, and this. And I'm like, you're wanting it to be booked like NXT. You're wanting it to be booked like the men's, and it's just like, this show is not for you guys if all you're gonna do is criticize it and bash it when nothing has ever really been announced yet. All we know is that it's an all women's pay-per-view. There's going to be women of the past, present, and future, and that there's going to be over 50 women. And we know a few matches. That's all we know. Why the fuck you guys shitting on it so bad? Because you don't care about women's wrestling. You fake care. You only care about the people that you like. And that is fine. But stop acting like you're a women's wrestling fan when you only care about 2 of them. And you want those 2 to rule over the rest of the fucking division. Okay, that shit annoys me. So that comment pretty much summed up my feelings perfectly. Like, motherfucker, they sold 7,000 out of 10,000 tickets 2 months before the show even happened. That's not bad. That's good. And Meltzer, not trying to be funny, Meltzer ain't exactly reliable in his shit either. So it's like, nigga, bye. And then, this is another rumor that everyone knows that I'm excited about. Nikki versus Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's title still looks to be the plans. And I'm like, no fucking shit. Like, I swear to God, people are so dumb. People are legit mad that Nikki got the win on Raw. And I'm like, if Nikki is going to go against Ronda, they need to build up her resume. Mind you, these are the same motherfuckers that could not give 2 fucks about the Riot Squad before the Bellas came back. Now all of a sudden they care. If you legit have to fake care about someone because someone you hate is back, you're literally giving that person you hate all your power, all your energy, and all your time. Instead, just fucking ignore them and watch who you like. Like, there's multiple times where I've skipped mid-segments. I've gotten chips. I've written down matches that I want to review. Like, stop putting all your energy into people that you hate. Because all it does, it makes you look like a delusional fucking psychopath. Like, seriously. If you really thought that the Bellas, 2 of WWE's biggest stars, was going to job in their comeback where there's possible women tag titles, you were lying to yourself. Especially when you are the same people that want the 4 horsewomen to just come up and obliterate the whole division, despite the fact that the whole division helped create the foundation for the 4 horsewomen to do what they're able to do. Like, come on now. Please stop. Please stop. Y'all are the same motherfuckers that love when part-timers fucking squash people that you hate, but then when your fave gets squashed by a part-timer, you get upset. Bye. Bye-bye. But yeah, I'm happy that it's still the plan. I feel like it'll be a really good match. So yeah. And sorry guys, my timer just went off, so I'm walking around a little bit. And then the rumor, and then I have another rumor, but that one's gonna be last on my video. So let's go into some comments right quick. Okay. So this one is about, sorry guys, I'm in my kitchen. Hold on, guys. Sorry guys, my apartment's extra hot, so I don't wear pants. But this little rumor is basically that this little comment This little comment says, I don't think the Becky and Charlotte match should ever have that kind of stipulation. Their match will probably be decent. Maybe it'll be really pretty good. But they haven't shown to have great chemistry. Plus, neither of them are known for big bumps or very big spots, which is essentially the point of some of these matches. Unless Charlotte is going to do a moonsault off the cage, these two aren't a recipe for anything but an underwhelming Hell in a Cell match. I agree. Becky and Charlotte fans, in my opinion, want Charlotte and Becky to be given a Hell in a Cell match simply because it's Charlotte and Becky. And it was the same thing with the Sasha and Charlotte Hell in a Cell match. That feud did not call for a Hell in a Cell match. Literally, the only reason why they had it was to up the ante. There was no real blood. There was no reason for that match. Like, when Nikki and Carmella had their no DQ match, there was a reason for that. There was months of build up to them having that match. When Nikki and Natalya had their match, there was build up to that. Hell, even the tables match between the Divas of Doom and Lay Cool, Trish and Victoria's Chicago Street Fight matches, Nikki and Melina's Falls Couldn't Anywhere match, Beth and Melina's I Quit match. They had reasons and logical storylines for why these matches should happen. Becky and Charlotte have not gotten there yet. All Becky is trying to do is prove that she's the bad guy and that she wants her title back. Carmella was trying to end Nikki's fucking career. That is why they had that Hell in a Cell match. Okay? Like, not trying to be funny, but at some point, people need to fucking stop just wanting them to be given these important fucking matches simply because they're the 4 horsewomen. That's not fair. It's not fair and it's not fucking cool. Because if the men were given a match that they didn't necessarily need or earn, the fans would be pissed off about it. Hell, the fans are pissed off about Jeff and Randy getting a match, despite the fact that Randy tried to rip off Jeff's ear. Despite the fact that theirs is a little bit more personal. Joe and AJ, I can understand them. I can understand people wanting them in Hell in a Cell. But Charlotte and Becky, I don't understand that. They literally only want them in Hell in a Cell because of Charlotte and Becky. Their feud has not gotten to the point that those other feuds have gotten to yet. And the reason why I'm okay with Jeff and Randy being in Hell in a Cell is because, one, I feel like theirs is a little bit more personal than Charlotte and Becky. And two, Jeff wants to be in a Hell in a Cell match before he retires. So they're granting them that wish. I have no issues with that. Especially since Becky and Charlotte are gonna have a long enough career to where I'm pretty sure both of them will have a Hell in a Cell match at some point. So I don't know why Smarts just want them to be given everything when they complain about that with other people. Like, no, I'm sorry. On top of that, their feud, we know that their feud is continuing. So if their feud continues and they have a Hell in a Cell match so early when it's not personal, what the fuck happens when they need a stipulation and they can't do it because fans wanted it so early? Because that's happened before too. Like, come on now. Like, stop wanting them to be given everything simply because they're Charlotte and Becky. Alright? But yeah, and I agree about the spots. Like, don't get me wrong, both of them are great talents, but neither of them are really big for like super bumps and all that stuff. Like, the people that do like really, really big bumps is like Naomi, the Bellas, Sasha, um, you know, Alexa, even Natalia. Like, those are the people that do the big bumps most of the time in their matches. Becky and Charlotte normally are the technical masters in their matches that pull off a big spot every now and again. Hell in a Cell matches are supposed to be big spots all the way around. Like, as much as I hated the fact that Sasha and Charlotte got Hell in a Cell for the reason that they did, their match was fairly good. And that's because Sasha did most of the big spots. Charlotte did a couple big spots, but it was mostly Sasha. Because she's the one that does big spots. If you have one person in the match that normally does big spots, normally the match will be, okay, it'll be good. But if both of them aren't known for their big spots and they are known for just being like technical masters that pull out a few big spots every now and again, they should not be in that type of match. Let them be in a tables match or a no DQ match or something. But a Hell in a Cell match? No. 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 And then this one is talking about the main event of Hell in a Cell. And honestly, it made me laugh because the comments underneath the guy's first comment is so fucking hilarious. He said it before and I'll say it again. Charlotte versus Becky is the clear main event of the Hell in a Cell card and it should go on last. Why they think that, I do not know. In my opinion, that just shows that they love Becky and Charlotte because their fucking feud isn't nearly personal enough to be the main event yet. Hell, Brie and Maurice is more personal than their shit. Not only will it, and then the comments on these said, not only will it not be the main event, but it won't even be the final women's match on the card. Ronda and Alexa will go on in the semi-main event preceding Braun and Roman. And then another person said, not over the Universal and WWE Championship. Hell, not even over the Raw Women's title. And it's just like, I love Becky. I do. But her fans are so damn rapid that it's just like, if they don't give her everything so soon, they're gonna go nuts, they're gonna be upset. And it's just like, dude, you are the same people complaining about long-term booking and long-term storytelling, yet you want them to rush Becky's title win, to rush stipulation matches, when not trying to be funny. Look at what happened the last time they put the title on Becky because fans were gonna riot if they didn't. She got eclipsed by the rise of Alexa Bliss. She was stable for a little while, and then people stopped caring about her. Yeah, she got great crowd reactions, but in my personal opinion, I stopped caring about Becky. And a lot of other people felt that way as well because they had to thrust her into because they had to thrust her to be the first SmackDown Women's Champion because fans would riot. And look at where they got her. Like, stop wanting to rush something simply because you love someone. If you love that person, you would want them to be built up properly. You would want their title win to mean something. You wouldn't want them just to do it just so you won't riot. That's not good storytelling. That's not good booking. That's stupid. And then, this is, Carmella did a, Carmella did a little interview, and she talked about WWE dropping the term diva, and, she said, I'm not sure why the term is considered negative. They were only allowed a few minutes for matches on television and didn't have the TV time like the men did, but they made the most of it and it wasn't their fault. They paved the way for us to be where we are now, so I don't know, so I don't think it's a bad thing to be called a diva. I love doing all the hair and the makeup, and I'm proud of the way I dress. I talk the talk, and I walk the walk. I love Carmella because she literally is saying what people like the Bellas, Natalya, Naomi, the people that have been bashed for being considered divas have been saying. And it's like, I'm happy that someone from this era is finally sticking up for the women of the past. Like, there's nothing fucking wrong with being a diva. It's not, because here's the thing. That's just the name that WWE called them. Just like the men were called superstars, the women were called diva. And diva originally meant sexy, strong, and powerful. It was supposed to be empowering. You know who was a diva? Trish Stratus, Alundra Blaze, Lita, Melina, Mickey, Trish. Like, people that have helped pave the way for the women of the now were called divas. And people want to shit on it and shit on that entire generation, shit on my fucking childhood, simply because of the name that WWE chose to give them. People hate the Divas title belt. I understand why people don't like the design of the belt. I understand that. But I don't agree with people disrespecting it. That's the belt that WWE gave them. Those women were proud to wear that Divas title belt because that is something that the WWE gave them to strive for, and to work hard for, and work hard to achieve. Just like the women's title belt is that for the women of the now. So people disrespecting it and trying to erase it is fucking bullshit. Nikki and AJ's title reigns help lead into this women's revolution, the new women's era. Nikki was the last Divas champion. She was the longest reigning Divas champion that Charlotte beat before she became women's champion. Like, think about that. Like, Nikki Bella was the longest reigning Divas champion. Charlotte, after a couple months on the main roster, beat the longest reigning Divas champion in history. That helped make her a star. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Charlotte has said that her damn self. But people want to shit on it because that's the name that WWE gave them. Because they had to fight for a title that the WWE designed. I don't think those women wanted to fight for a butterfly belt. I don't think that they did. But if that's what they have to strive for, if that's what the WWE wants them to build themselves up for, to achieve, then why the fuck hate on it? Why try to bash it? So, yeah, I totally agree with her statement. And then this is a comment. Diva was never a bad word. I mean, they call the male wrestlers superstars, so what's wrong with calling female wrestlers divas? It's simply a brand. Diva originally meant sexy, smart, and powerful. When you try to erase an entire era, you also erase the careers of the era in that women. Even TNA had thong evening gown matches, but they don't shit on that era or try to constantly erase it like WWE. That's one of the reasons why fans hate women like Nikki Brie and Alexa and call them divas like it's a bad thing. So fucking true. The TNA had the same type of dumbass matches that the WWE had. But unlike TNA, they aren't trying to erase that era. They aren't trying to pretend like it didn't happen. Because here's the thing. You erasing that era means that you are erasing the era of people like Mickie James, like Melina, like Beth Phoenix, like Natalya, like LayCool, like fucking Nikki, like Brie, like AJ. Like, you are erasing the era, Candice, Michelle, Tori. Like, you are erasing the era of the people that helped pave the way for what's happening right now. Simply because they had to fight for something that the WWE gave, that the WWE made, and you're bashing them for a name that the WWE gave them. Like, that makes no fucking sense. You look dumb doing that. And then this is about Nikki going over Ruby, which again, they said, part-timers going over new talent. It devalues your current roster when you have someone like the Bellas and have them go over all your current talent with not really any struggle after being gone so long. Okay. These are the same people that loved the fucking Rock going over John Cena in WrestleMania, what was that, 28? They're the same people that love that shit. They're like, and here's the thing, and I'm gonna do something for y'all. They love that shit. They love the Rock going over him and all that. Those are those same people that love the Rock going over John, a full-timer that helped keep the company afloat, help build feuds and all that, were the same ones pissed off that The Rock went against that The Rock won against CM Punk, despite the fact that CM Punk wasn't doing nearly as much as John at the time. So it's like you can't really use that argument when it's subjective. You love it for others, but then you hate it when it comes to your fave, despite the fact that Ruby isn't even your fave. You don't even like Ruby. You just hate the fact that the Bellas won. And question, when the fuck have WWE ever made someone that is a big star, that is a crucial part in their company and making them money and giving them views, go on a losing streak or just put over talent right away when they came back? When? Tell me when. Tell me when, tell me where, tell me how, tell me who. When has WWE ever done that? Why the fuck do they expect them to do it with the Bellas? Two of their biggest merch sellers, two of the biggest people in the company, two of the biggest people that help bring views. Why? That's how you know it's all bullshit. Because I guarantee you that if AJ came back, or if Paige was able to wrestle again, they would not mind them going over the Riot Squad or winning their singles matches and all that shit. It's just like y'all are subjective with y'all bullshit and y'all don't hide it well. And it makes y'all look dumb and it makes y'all look like hypocrites. Okay, so I am going to get into a comment that is going to lead into the last rumor, and I'm excited to tell you guys. So, Evolution will mostly be focused on the wrestling aspect of how far the women have come, and he basically said it's going to be a Women of the Then, Now, and Forever show, basically. So I prefer Naomi versus Melina any day over Naomi versus Lana. Don't get me wrong, I like Lana and she's improving. She's just not on Melina's level. And Asuka versus Ember should be a classic. They had amazing matches on NXT. I wouldn't mind Carmella just being in a segment because her mic skills are far superior than her wrestling skills. Now, let me just say that I agree with that statement. Now, let me go into the last rumor so that you guys can see the full gist of why I agree with that statement. Okay, so the rumor, part one, is there's also continued speculation that women's tag titles are coming. This could be from a sheet going around claiming to be a Evolution match card rundown, but that is believed to be fake. Now, for me personally, if this is the card, I hope that it's true, and I hope that this is the show. And I'm going to read the whole card, and I'm going to explain why. I'm going to explain why each match makes sense, why I'm okay with it, and why I don't mind it happening, okay? So, the first match of the night would be, I'm reading. The first match of the night would be Rhea Ripley versus Jenny versus Killer Kelly versus Dakota Kai for the NXT UK Women's Championship. Okay, so I'm going to review the whole card. That's the first match. The second thing is a special announcement. That is a segment, okay? The third thing is the Carmella Talk Show with the Ladies of the Glow. With Ladies of Glow on Netflix. That is a segment. Alright. Then the fourth thing is the Riot Squad versus Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Ivory. Alright, that's a 3-on-3 tag. The fourth thing is the Mae Young Classic 2008 final, and that is Toni Storm versus Io Shirai, I think is her name. So yeah, and then number 6 is the 20-woman Battle Royal. Women faces Kairi Sane for the NXT Women's Championship. Okay. 7th match is Asuka versus Ember Moon. 8th match is Naomi versus Melina. 9th match is Mickie versus Lita. 10th match is Kairi Sane versus the women of the Battle Royal for the NXT Women's Championship. Then 11th is Alexa Bliss versus Trish Stratus. And then number 12 is Alicia Fox and Kelly versus the Iconics versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville versus Beth Phoenix and Natalya for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. For the 13th match is Becky Lynch versus Charlotte, SmackDown Women's Championship. The 14th match is the main event, and that is Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's Championship. Okay, first of all, let me just say, I love this fucking card. I do. And I hope that this card is fucking true. I hope that this is the plans, because in my opinion, everything about this card makes perfect sense. Think about it. WWE said over 50 women from the past, present, future are going to be present. All the top big stars for the women of WWE are going to be on that card in some way, shape, or form. If this is the card, then it makes perfect sense to me, and I'm okay with it. I'm going to go in detail why. First, let me say this. I know that Brie versus Maurice was rumored to be a part of the card, and I always said that I didn't mind it, and I still feel like that. If that match happens or doesn't happen, I don't mind it. I just felt the need to defend it because as soon as it got rumored, people were bashing it like these women didn't help pave the way and these women don't deserve a chance to show why they helped pave the way. That's why I didn't mind that match being on the card. Because these women have helped pave the way, and so because of that, they should be able to show why they helped pave the way. So that's why I didn't mind that match being a rumor. Because it is a rumor, it's not confirmed yet. So that's why I didn't mind that match being rumored. Okay? And I still feel like they could do that match. Maybe not at Evolution, but maybe at like TLC or something. Like put that match on the pre-show or let it be like the first match on the show. Like they could still do that match. They could still have that singles match. Because based off SmackDown, Maurice, even though she didn't really do a whole lot, she's in ring shape. And Brie, just like Nikki, kind of, shook off the in-ring rust a little bit. She looked really good from what I saw, at least. So I definitely can't wait to see that. But yeah. But let me go in detail about each match and why I'm okay with it and all that. Okay, first match. Rhea Ripley versus Jenny versus Killer Kelly versus Dakota Kai, NXT UK Women's Championship. We all know that all the women titles are going to be defended on this show. And if it wasn't going to be Rhea versus versus Toni, assuming that Toni is in the Mae Young Classic finale, it was going to be a multi-women's match. And I'm fine with that because all those women did amazing in the Mae Young Classic. And even though it's not done yet, but I've seen a few of their matches, they're all amazing wrestlers and they all deserve a chance to shine on the first ever women's pay-per-view. This is a chance for the UK women to showcase their talents and why fans should be interested in them. So this is perfect. And it's the first match on the card, so it's going to get the crowd energetic and hype. Okay? Because remember, these are diva fans. These are women's wrestling fans. These aren't smarks that only care about one or two. They care about the everybody. So yeah. So I'm okay with that match. Um the special announcement is the second thing. That special announcement is most likely the women tag titles. Um and they're most likely going to announce the teams that's going to be a part of that match. If that's the case, I am okay with that because women tag titles have been rumored since fucking 2011, and now, I feel like now is the time for them to do it. With as much women as they have and as much tag team that they have, now is when they should do it. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready. I hope that's what it is. So yeah. Um, Number three is Carmella talk with the Ladies of the Glow segment. That person that comment that I read that said that she that said that he didn't mind Carmella not being in the match because her talking skills are more superior than her wrestling skills. Um, I definitely agreed with that, but I also feel like Carmella is a woman that, in my opinion, I feel like Carmella would be honored to interview the ladies of the show Glow on the first ever women's pay per view. I don't feel like Carmella is being slighted or she feels like she's put in a bad spot or she's being mistreated because she's not wrestling the match. This is something just as important as a match. Like, you're interviewing the women that help put eyes on the product or help make women's wrestling more noticeable or more known to other people because it's on Netflix that wouldn't have other known. So I don't think that Carmella would feel like, oh, I'm being mistreated because I'm not in a match. No, I feel like she'd be honored for this. And Carmella's strong point is her talking. It is. She's not a horrible wrestler. I don't know. I don't want people to think that I think that about her. She's not. But I feel like this would be I feel like this is a much better spot for her on this card and at this pay-per-view instead of wrestling. And who knows, maybe the next all women's pay-per-view, since WWE wants it to be an annual thing, um maybe the next pay-per-view Carmella will have a singles match. But for the first time and for this segment, I don't think Carmella would be upset with this. And then um the fourth thing is Riot Squad versus Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Ivory. Sasha fans are pissed off about this, but when are they not? They're like, oh, she deserves a singles match, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my fucking god, dude. Sasha has been, not trying to be funny, because I don't hate her, but Sasha is going to be tagging with a Hall of Fame inductee and fucking Ivory. And you mean to tell me that that is a disgrace? That is fucked up? Despite the fact that Charlotte has main evented a pay-per-view, have main evented multiple Raws, you mean to tell me that her being in a tag match against one of WWE's women's legends is a disgrace? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not gonna blow my gasket, but that's fucking bullshit to me. It is. But I'm okay with it. I'm happy about it. I'm sure that Sasha and Bayley are happy about this. I'm sure that the Riot Squad are fucking ecstatic if it's true. Like I said, Trish versus Sasha could happen whenever. Ivory's most likely not going to be called back for a while. Trish, she has quite a few matches and feuds still in her. So Trish versus Sasha could be something that they plan for WrestleMania. Or Hell in a Cell. Or SummerSlam. Or one of the big fours. Like, stop acting like if you don't have a singles match or something, or if, you know, you aren't the main person, then you're being slighted. No. They just probably have bigger plans for you or something. But fans need to stop acting like their faves that have been pushed so heavily now taking a little breather and shit means that they're being buried. No, fuck out of here. I guarantee you that people like Kelly Kelly and Alicia Fox would fucking pray and wish to tag with fucking Ivory. But yeah, I'm okay with that match. I'm cool with it. Fifth thing is the Mae Young Classic 2018 the finale. Toni Storm versus Ciara, I think is her name. Makes sense. Perfect. Cool. And then the sixth thing is the 20 women battle royal. Winner faces Kairi Sane for the NXT Women's Championship. Now, excuse me, I know that some people might be like, oh, there's not enough women in NXT. This is where the women from the past, present, and future come in. You could have people like Brie and Maurice in that battle royal. You could have people like Victoria or Maria or Katie Lee in that battle royal, or Maxine or Oksana. You could have people in that battle royal, and I say you could have people pass in the battle royal, and I say that because this is not the first time that the WWE has done battle royals where legends have returned to face someone new and to help get someone new over. This is not the first time that that's happened. And let's not forget that when Asuka didn't have competition for a while, who did they bring in? Mickie James. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Maurice, Brie, and other women of the past in this battle royal. Just because it's the NXT Women's Championship doesn't mean that those women don't need to shine. Because in my opinion, Mickie versus Asuka was one of Asuka's best matches in NXT. So don't, slight it or think that it's only going to be NXT women when it could very well be women of the past in that match as well. So, then number 7, Asuka versus Ember Moon. Perfect, makes sense, cool. That's a little NXT match that they put in there, a little classic from the indies and a little classic rivalry from NXT, so I'm cool with that. Then Naomi versus Melina. We all know how I talked about that rumor. I always felt that Naomi and Melina would be a perfect match together. I feel like if it wasn't going to be Naomi and Lita, it should be Naomi and Melina. Those two are so innovative, they're so creative, and I feel like they would have amazing chemistry and the match would be amazing. And like the guy said, Naomi versus Lana has the potential to be great. They have chemistry. Lana isn't there yet, but she's getting better. So instead of doing Naomi versus Lana, do Naomi versus Melina. That's 2 stars. That's 2 big stars of your eras. Naomi is a big star of this era. Melina was one of the people that helped held the division down when Lita and Trish left. So perfect. And Melina even responded on Twitter and said she would love that match. So hopefully WWE does it, And then the 9th one is Mickie James versus Lita. That one is announced. So, yeah. And then the 10th one, and then like I said, that is like me reliving my childhood. I feel like that is WWE redeeming themselves for how they sent Lita off on her last match, since her last match was against Mickie at Survivor Series 2006. The match was fine, but the crowd and the story and all that shit was fucking horrible. So I feel like this is a redo of that, and I'm perfectly okay with that, especially since we know that the match is gonna be fucking great. So, yeah. And then number 10 is Kairi Sane versus the women of the Battle Royal NXT Women's Championship. Logical sense, of course. Give a few matches in before that match. And then Alexa Bliss versus Trish Stratus. Awesome, cool. That is announced, so that is happening. Perfect. Awesome, cool. I'm okay with it. I'm happy about it. Like I said, I just hope that Alexa brings the in-ring game that she's had the last few weeks into that match. Because if I see the Alexa from the matches with like Becky and stuff, then I'm gonna be pissed the fuck off. Like, I need to see the Alexa from the Sasha and Asuka and Natalya and the tag matches. I need to see that Alexa. I don't, or even her match with Charlotte. I don't need to see the Naomi and Becky and Carmella Alexa Bliss in that match. No, I'm gonna be pissed if I do. And then the 12th match is Alicia Fox and Kelly versus the Iconics versus Mandy and Sonya versus Beth Phoenix and Natalya, WWE Women's Tag Championship. Perfectly okay with this match. Let me explain why. 2011 and 12 was literally the women's tag era of WWE. Damn near every fucking person that was a woman was a part of a tag team in some way, shape, or form. Even the champion. When Brie was champion, she was part of a tag team. Same with Alexa. Same with Kelly. Same with Eve. Same with Beth. Like, so I don't mind Kelly and Alicia being in that match because they are one of the women tag teams of that era. So I don't mind that. And then we have Beth and Natalya, Divas of Doom. Even though their booking was fucking horrible, they are a big tag team. And if WWE wasn't going to put the Bellas in that match, then, and they didn't want to put, Lay Cool in that match, then Trish and Lita are in singles matches, then I definitely feel like, the Divas of Doom was a great substitute. So, plus, if you saw how they acted during the Women's Battle Royal, during the Women's Royal Rumble, you know that they want to tag together again. And then you have two of the big teams of the now in Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose and the Iconics. So, if that match is happening, you know that the Bellas are going to win those tag titles at some point. So, they have to build them up. They don't have to bury people, but they can't be losing matches as soon as they come back either. They need to win a couple feuds to give them some credibility, so that when they go after the titles and win the titles, they have some credibility, and they can give some of that star power, and they can help put over a new tag team. So, this match, I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm perfectly happy if it happens. Because I swear to God, women's tag titles would be fucking amazing for WWE. And especially if WWE is planning on making the all women's pay-per-view an annual thing. So I'm definitely ready for this. I'm definitely excited if that happens. And then the 13th match is Charlotte versus Becky Lynch, SmackDown Women's Championship. Of course, natural, their feud isn't going to end in just a month. So it continuing at Evolution or finishing at Evolution makes perfect sense. And then the main event of the night, Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey, Raw Women's Championship. Y'all already know my thoughts on this match. I love it. I want it. I need it. They said that rumor has it that it's still being planned, so I hope that that's true. But yeah, this is the rumored card, and I'm okay with it. I hope it happens. I'm okay with every match. I'm okay with the placing of it and all of that. So I hope that it's not fake. I hope that it has some truth to it. So yeah, but holy hell, I've been on this bitch for 50 fucking minutes. But yeah, that is my women's rumors review, my women's rumors, and my my women's storyline and comments video. I will be back in a few hours with my SmackDown and Raw review, and then later on in the night I will come back with my Mae Young Classic review. So that's it for right now. Deuces.